Hey, you guys, welcome. I have another interview today with another independent wrestler. He goes by HotDog Starks, but his real first name is Michael. So he is Michael HotDog Starks, and we are waiting for him to join in, and he'll be in here shortly. Hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm so sorry I was late.
No. It's okay. It's okay. First of all, thank you for doing this interview. I really appreciate it.
Of course, I'm so sorry. I had literally just woke up and I was like, oh my God. Like I rushed, went to wipe my face real quick.
Okay. Yeah. No worries. No worries.
Okay.
So the first question is, how did you get into wrestling business?
I got it. Man, I always loved professional wrestling, so I was like, um, let me look for a school. And I've been looking for schools for years. Um, the closest one when I had looked it up was I think Gleason's gym, and then it was Johnny Rod's,
Okay.
and then there was I think NYWC in Deer, is it Deer Park or something like that? Um, but those are all too far for me, and at that time I didn't know how to travel on the trains and buses and stuff. So
Okay.
I was like, you know what, like I'm not gonna go to those gyms. But how I got into professional wrestling, like when I joined. It's a weird story where I was a little heartbroken,
Okay.
um, and I was scrolling on my ex's Facebook page, you know, lurking and whatnot, and I seen that she had a friend who like wrote on her Facebook wall or timeline or whatever, and he had said like it was like he's a professional wrestler. I was like, I clicked on his page. It was like, what is all this? And I just see he's promoting wrestling shows. He's promoting Coca Cabana, and at that time, Coca Cabana was my favorite. So I
Okay.
was like, yo, like I don't know who this guy is, but I need to hit him up.
Okay.
So I didn't want to be creepy, right, and just add someone who I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, and this is my ex's friend. I didn't want to do it, but I left his page open for a whole day, and I thought about it because I'm like, if he's a professional wrestler, he could be my way in. He could be my way into the business. So after a whole day, I said, you know what, let's do it. And then I added him. And he added me back immediately, and I was like, my heart was racing because I was like, oh man, like I basically did something in a way like I'm not even supposed to be doing. So I hit him up and I go, "Hey, I see that you wrestle, um, and I see that you live in New York. Where do you wrestle, and how can I be a professional wrestler?" And he was like, "Oh, you want to be a professional wrestler?" I was like, "Yes, I do." He was like, are you sure about that?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm positive."
Okay.
He just off the rip, he goes, "Meet me in Harlem at this time." Okay. So I think it was the same day. Um it was the same day I met him in Harlem, and he was like, okay, like we I hung out in his house, and I was so like nervous because
Yeah.
I don't know Harlem. I don't know that area. And I don't know him, so anything can happen. Like I'm intimidated, you know. This dude's big, he's jacked, you know. Um he's like, we're going to Jersey. And I
Okay.
looked at him and I was like, I've never been to Jersey. Like not like I've been to Jersey plenty of times, but I never traveled to Jersey. So
Mm-hmm.
this is my first time traveling to another state. Um, we took the train together. So I'm just like remembering all the routes we're taking so I can get back home at this point. So like okay, cool. Like, we have to take I think the 6th train to 42nd Street and then take the shuttle and then take the one train one stop to 34th Street and then we're at um New York Penn.
Okay.
And then we take a train to Jersey and we took it to Rahway. And we get to Rahway, we walk like 2 blocks, 2, 3 blocks. We made it to the recreation center, Rahway Rec Center, and immediately my eyes widen. I go inside this gym, and then next thing you know, I just see people getting slammed. And I was like, yo, I've never seen live wrestling.
Okay.
I've always watched it on TV,
Yeah.
but I've never seen it in person. So as soon as like I'm watching it, like as soon as I see it, all the dopamine's going into my head like I want to do this, I want to do this.
Of
So I
course.
watched for a whole day. I just sat there and watched. I met who is now someone I consider my trainer, Pat Buck. He was running class. He was doing trial match, like he was on practice matches,
Mhm.
and I was so amazed. Like I'm like, I can't wait. I can't wait to join. So I let him know I want to join. I looked up the school and everything, and it had a good reputation. I
Okay.
looked at Pat Buck, and he had a pretty much good reputation.
Mhm.
And then I was texting my best friend because we graduated high school together, and we both wanted to be professional wrestlers.
Oh,
So I was like, dude, I think this is the school for us. Like, it only took me like 40 minutes to get here. I think we can do this. And we both agreed. We were like, okay, let's do it. So I told Pat, I was like, hey, I want to join. And he was like, okay, come next week. And I'll bring paper. I'll be ready with paperwork so you can sign and you can start immediately. And I was like, okay, cool. So the week after came and it was like maybe 5 or 6 of us who were just starting. So I wasn't so alone. So it was like me, my best friend, and like 3 other guys who were just there too. And I'm still cool with some of them. Um, so everybody's signing the paperwork. And in the paperwork, it says something pretty much about like if you get hurt, there's a possible chance of being paralyzed
oh gosh.
or dying. So like I looked at the paperwork and I looked at Pat and I was like, paralyzed, death. And he was like, yeah, that often like that really never happens. So don't worry about it. And I was like, what do you mean don't worry about it?
Yeah, because it's right there in the paperwork.
Yeah. But those are
Legal.
for legal paper
Yeah, legal.
legal purposes. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, like I understand it. Um so off the bat, we didn't get into the wrestling ring. Um, we had to earn our way in there, so we had to do drills. We had to be on the mats before we could even step foot in the ring. Um, and man, what a time! Like what a time to be alive.
Yeah.
So that was like my first. That's my journey. That was my journey into professional wrestling.
And so, how did you feel taking your first blood?
My um. So my first bump was really bad.
Okay.
Um, because I didn't do a regular flat back bump. I did a flip bump. That was what we were
Ooh.
supposed to do.
Ooh.
Um, because it was doing drills. I think it was like roll forward 2 times, roll backwards 2 times. Or maybe we are supposed to take a bump, right? And then we're supposed to do a flip bump after that. My first bump wasn't so bad, but I know I had to practice it a few times
Mhm.
because I would not tuck my head. So he kept like breathing to my head, tuck your head, tuck your head, tuck your head. You knock yourself out. So I tucked my head and it was fine. My bumps were fine. I had to get it to my right. I had to do a jump, like a flip bump. So I
Ooh.
did. That was the one I struggled with the most because every time I flipped, I would like turn sideways
Yeah.
instead of going straight. So Pat, was telling me, he like, just cut the air, just jump and cut the air and then flip. And when I did that, I landed right on my neck.
Ooh.
So I'm in front of the class, and the class is like, "Ooh," and I get
Ow.
up immediately. I
Yeah.
get up immediately. I'm like, "I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm
Are
okay."
you
So yeah, that was my first bump, and it wasn't a good one. But
So how long did it take you before you had your first match?
I started in October. My
Hmm.
first match was in January 19th was my first match. So that was the timeline there. And I kind of got lucky
Hmm.
because um, I was lucky and unlucky at the same time. So in front, as soon as basically as soon as excuse me, as soon as I started wrestling,
Hmm.
um, the program almost got shut down because Hurricane Sandy had just hit,
Ooh. Okay.
and um, Pat was trying to figure out a good solution for us because the Rawway Rec Center was destroyed, and that's where the wrestling ring was at. So everything was destroyed.
Ooh.
So he had messaged the entire school, and he goes, um, "I'm trying to figure something out
Hmm.
for the Rawway Rec Center. Rawway is pretty much destroyed, but there is a room that we can use to be on the mats. So you guys won't be in the wrestling ring. You guys will be in the mats." So we did that for a little bit, and then he found another spot in Metuchen,
Hmm.
and we were there for like basically the transition from Rawway to Metuchen was like maybe a month or so because we had to wait. But as soon as we were back in the wrestling, like as soon as we were back and we had the wrestling ring, we couldn't afford to use mats in that area. So it was everybody's in the ring at that time.
Okay.
So that was crazy. That was crazy. And then we did our first match. But yeah, the timeline is a little wonky there.
Uh, something interesting about you is why do you wrestle in like a hot dog costume?
Okay. I so it was. I'll give you the
Yeah.
story. I got let go from my job. Right.
Okay.
I'll give you the background on how Hot Dog came about.
Okay.
And I was kind of like feeling down, and like my best friend, who's was joining school with me, he
Hmm.
hits me up and he's like, "Do you want to go to Target?" And I go, "Yeah, sure, why not? I have nothing else better to do."
Okay.
So we travel to Target, and this is like September something. So like the Halloween stuff they just put the Halloween stuff out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool. So we see all these costumes.
Hmm.
He puts on a shark costume, and I see a hot dog costume.
Oh God.
I put it on, and then I'm doing my little thing, I'm dancing with it, and then we make a video out of it. So next thing you know, I didn't release the video until a whole year after on my birthday.
Oh God.
So I could have been hot dog a year sooner,
Yeah.
but I said no, I'm not going to put it out there, because I didn't want to catch heat from anyone, not the wrestlers, because the video I made used some wrestlers theme songs,
Ooh. Really?
who I was training with. So I was like, I didn't
Okay.
want any heat. So I put the video out a year later because I go, it's my birthday. What's the worst you can do on my birthday? You're gonna be mad at me on my birthday, really? So I put it out a year later on my birthday, and it was a hit on social media. Like it was
Okay.
crazy. Everybody was like, "Yo, this is crazy!" Like, and comments and messages. You should wrestle like this. You should wrestle like this. And then I get a message from Kevin Matthews, who I think was also a trainer at that time. It was PWS,
All right.
but Wrestle Pro is what we now call it. Um, he told me, he was like, "I hope you have that costume because I'm booking you for a show." September 17th or something like that, or no, September. It was the September 20 something, and I go. yeah, I'm down. However, it was a year later before after I posted the video, I didn't have that hot dog costume at
Oh,
all.
okay.
So I remember taking my best friends to that same Target in a cold, stormy day just so I can get this costume. And we found a costume, but it wasn't the same one.
Okay.
So I said, you know what? Like, it's fine. I just need it. And I didn't have any money. Um, and I told I asked my best friends, like, hey, can you guys like spot me for this? I need to get it. And they were like, yeah, at the time the costume was $35. And my best friend literally told me, I am not giving you $35 for a cheap costume, for a hot dog costume, especially not this one. So he straight up told me no, and they just weren't with it. And my best friend, who I started wrestling with, he was
Yeah.
like, "Why would you agree to a wrestling show? Why would you agree to a show without even being prepared?" I was like, "Because I thought I can get it. I thought I can get it in time." But like, you don't even have money, and I was like, "Okay, I'll figure something out." So I hit my ex girlfriend up.
Oh.
And I think she was my girlfriend at the time, I think. And I was like, "Hey, like, I need this much money. Can you send it to me?" And she sent it to me immediately. And I bought it. Um, I bought it. And then I came to the show in my fanciest. And my first match I wrestled in, I didn't do any moves at all. I danced around the entire ring.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, up until there was commotion in the ring and I climbed the turnbuckle and I did a cross body and almost won the match. Unfortunately, I didn't win the match. But this was a festival show, so like these matches really don't count.
Yeah.
Um, but it was like a trial run to see if it would work, and the crowd loved it. And I didn't know how to be a showman because I at the time, like, I'm still new. Like, I
Yeah.
have this gimmick at this point, and no one really likes it. People don't get it. Um, but I was so mad because I'm like, no one gets this gimmick I'm doing, but you guys get the hot dog gimmick. I don't get it. So I was like, you know what? My gimmick wasn't working. Why not? Let's keep doing it. So I think we wrestled in Brooklyn.
Okay.
And Brooklyn, I've never wrestled in Brooklyn, and I know I was born in Brooklyn, but that's all I got. And
Okay.
the crowd is packed. Like, it's a lot of people there, so my nerves are kind of running like crazy. Um, they didn't want to put me in this match. Like,
Okay.
my trainer did not want to put me in this match because of the gimmick. He was afraid that it wasn't going to work. So he pulled me to the side and he goes, "I don't want you to be hot dog tonight." And I go, "Okay." And he was like, "It's stupid. It's a dumb gimmick. It's not going to work." And I go, "Okay, well, with all due respect,
Mhm.
I want to try this out because nothing is working for me with this other gimmick. I'm already planning to cut my hair. I'm already planning to get gear. I don't want to not do this. So I'm sorry to tell you no, but
Okay.
this is what I want to do." And he says, "Okay, it's your career, not mine." Okay, cool. Um, so we're planning this match. It's six of us. Um, there's DJ Z, who is now Joaquin Wild in
Yeah. 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 Well, Q.
uh he was like, "What moves do you do?" And I was like, "This is a new gimmick for me." And he goes, "Okay, well, can you do this? Can you like dive?" I was like, I can't do any type of like flip dive
Oh God.
like that, but I can dive off the top rope." He's like, "Perfect. We'll do that." He says,
Okay.
"This match is pretty much gonna be centered around you." Um, and it was crazy. So the way how he structured the match, I'll never forget it. So we did a Tower of Doom spot, we did a dive spot, and then the finish. He's like, "What is your finisher?" I was like, "I don't have one." Um, can you do a stunner? Yeah, I can do a stunner. So I embodied my wildest Stone Cold Austin, and
Oh,
everything I was doing was so exaggerated, right? And
yeah.
even my hey, even my wrestling gear, like it was. I only wore like a tracksuit. I wore a tracksuit for some reason. I wore tracksuit pants, and I wore a black long sleeve t-shirt underneath the costume, and then I wore my work gloves. They were white work gloves. So this is all it's makeshift. So I was like, okay, this, and I wore shades that I got from, I don't know, maybe my mom's house or something. Um, so I'm trying to wrestle in shades, and it worked. It was working. Everything was working for me. Um, and then when I actually won the match, I- I've never heard like an ovation for me so
Mhm.
loud. So people are cheering, and I'm like, and it's a genuine reaction because I've never got that before. And at the end of the match, DJZ raised my hand or walking out, and he gave me respect, and I was like, I've never had that before, and I almost started crying because this is so new to me.
Yeah,
So basically, Hot Dog was a hit that day. The trial run was great, and then the actual moment where I wrestled was actually really great too. I wasn't blown up. I wasn't. I was. I took on that role
mhm,
um, with pride. Like I
yeah,
did the best I could, and I think I did well. Um, so yeah, um, you asked me how, like why. The
yeah,
why is no one is doing this. No one has ever done it before. People could do it now.
yeah, yeah. They can do it now, but
Yeah,
you're
they
first
were.
one.
People know that they're not the original. Like
Yeah,
I'm the original,
yeah, you are.
so that's why. Um,
So,
yeah.
after that match, when you got into that, what did that guy say to you?
Everyone was kind of giving me props for it. My trainer at the time didn't really want to admit it, but
Yeah,
he knew it worked. And, he didn't tell me that till like years later. But
yeah, because the guy didn't want you to go after like that, right?
yeah, like I thanked everyone who I wrestled, and I just thanked everyone for the opportunity because um, months prior I wasn't doing anything. I
Yeah,
wasn't on shows.
yeah,
I wasn't on any shows, so it was really really cool, and I was humbled. Um, and I was like, okay, now I have to start thinking in terms of what can I do, like
yeah.
what can I do to to make this new gimmick because I have to revamp everything. I
Of course.
can't do I can't do the moves I was doing before. I have to be more exaggerated. I have to be, and my best friend had told me he goes, "You don't need to worry about moves. You're a gimmick now." Yeah, I was like, okay. He said, "You can
You're,
literally do anything and people will love you." Okay. And I was mad at that because I at the time I wasn't too fond of gimmicks. I didn't
yeah,
like gimmicks. I like people who learn, like who know how to actually wrestle. Not saying no one who is a gimmick doesn't know how to wrestle because there's so many people who do know how to wrestle.
yeah.
But I was like, no, I like the technical aspect. I like the footwork. I like the graps. Um, but here I am. I didn't like for me. I didn't get into business for that.
Yeah.
But I said, well, something wasn't working, and it was basically broken. So now I have to fix it.
Hmm.
And now that this is working, I don't have to fix it.
So, is that the show that your gimmick took off for your
Yeah,
career? Uh,
yeah. So I was exclusive to just my school
mhm.
at the time,
Yeah.
and literally for a whole year, I told myself this, and I told my promoter, like the people who was promoting me, I go, I'm not going anywhere for a year. Like I want to do it. I want to stay here, and then other people are reaching out. Like I want to stay loyal to the soil. I want to stay at the school because it was working. And after a year or so, I'm still popular, and now all these bigger places who I wanted to wrestle for
Hmm.
are reaching out to me.
Oh,
Like,
really?
Yeah, so
Wow.
I got hit up by so many promoters. Like Beyond was even one of them,
Wow.
and I was watching Beyond like when I first started wrestling.
Yeah.
So for the simple fact that Beyond wanted me to wrestle, I was like, "Holy shit!" Like, I'm sorry, Chris. Yeah.
You curse.
So Beyond wanted to book me for a show. They did book me for a show. Like, and I asked permission. Asked permission too. I was like, "Hey, like, I can I wrestle anywhere else?" And they was like, "Yeah, yeah."
Okay.
You, I didn't know it was that simple because you know back in the day, like when I first started wrestling, if you wrestled with someone else, you were disloyal and there was beef,
Yeah.
wrestling beef, and I didn't want any of that. So I
Yeah.
stayed. When things got lighter, I stayed. Um, Thankfully, I did.
So, do you only wrestle in the United States, or have you been out of the country to wrestle also?
I want to wrestle outside of the country like so
Uh,
bad, but I'm never, not yet.
okay.
Only in the States so far.
And how many companies did you wrestle for in the States right now?
Uh, I really would have to like think about it, but
But
honestly, it's mostly the East Side. Like we do New York, Jersey, PA, that
mhm.
tri-state, Connecticut. Um, I've done Florida, Georgia. Where else have I wrestled?
Well, you wrestled
North
everywhere.
Carolina. Yeah, honestly, the entire East Coast was taken over. Um,
Jeez. Okay.
yeah, but I have yet to transition to the Midwest or the West Side. So I really want to.
And what do you prefer? Do you prefer be a baby face or a heel in the business?
Oh yeah, that's an easy one. I'll be a baby face.
Okay.
Um, Sometimes I have to, you know, I don't think I've been a heel in a very long time.
Okay.
Um, and I did a trial run on that, and it didn't work out too well. So
Didn't work
um, yeah, I would rather be a baby face. Ooh.
Yeah, I can't see you be a heel.
Yeah, heel hot dog, and I can't be heel hot dog.
So, you are allowed to take the hot dog gimmick to anywhere you want, right?
Yeah,
Uh, So, growing up, who did you look up to in the
uh,
wrestling business?
um, I love the Attitude Era.
Okay,
So literally all of my moves come from the Attitude Era.
okay.
So I do the rocks, rock bottom, his people elbow. I put my own spin on it.
Ooh,
Stone
okay.
Cold, of course. I do the Luthez press, and the Stone Cold Stunner. Um,
Wow.
Undertaker. So I have a Undertaker gimmick. So I do all the Undertaker's moves. Um, let's see who else. Those are like my top three. But I love the Undertaker. Taker was my all time favorite.
Okay.
Just trying to do. I was like, I always wanted to do the Undertaker's moves, and I didn't think it was appropriate for a guy who's 5'7", 190 pounds to do Undertaker's moves until I made a gimmick called the Bundertaker, and that's what it works. It works. It it,
Undertaker.
it works. Um,
Wow.
so yeah, Undertaker was my all-time favorite. Of course, Jeff Hardy's in there.
Yeah.
But I can never like, I can't replicate anything Jeff Hardy has done. My body just does not allow me to. Um, Jeff Jarrett was my all-time favorite in WCW, and finally Sting. Sting was my favorite. So I
uh,
do a Stinger splash, but I call it the hot dog splash.
okay.
Um, yeah, so those are my favorites.
All right. Cool. 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 Have you get in your career? Have you ever had like a major injury?
Yeah, but not like, not as, oh, I wouldn't say as hot dog, but before it
Okay.
was hot dog, I was a different character named Shona from the 1985 movie The Last Dragon.
Hmm.
So that was my gimmick. I was portraying Shona or Shona fan guy, and I did a double drop kick. I was in a multi-man tag match. I did a double drop kick to these two guys in the apron. I over rotated, and I hit my head, and
Ooh.
I finished the match with a concussion. So
Ouch.
I'm backstage. I'm still in my gear, and I'm trying to wrangle up everyone. Like, hey guys, we got to talk about this match. And they looked at me. We just wrestled, huh? What do you mean? Yeah, we just wrestled. I'm like, no, we didn't. And it was like, Mike, like, look, your hair is messed up. Like, you just wrestled. Like, you're sweaty. Like, you just wrestled. I did? Yeah. So they had to bring a doctor over to me. And the doctor's like, okay, like, what's your name? Okay, I'm doing the regular,
Yeah.
it's Mike. You know where you're at right now? Um, I said, we're in New Jersey, right? No, we're in Brooklyn. Oh, do you remember how you got here? Yeah, I took the train. And the guy who drove me there was like, Mike, I drove you here. Oh, okay. Um, then I got medically suspended from entering competition because I had a concussion in the state of New York. So yeah, they medically suspended me. The guy who drove me took me to the hospital. He stayed with me, I think, for the whole thing. I don't really remember. Um, I called my who I thought was my girlfriend at the time was really my ex. And I didn't know we broke up. So that's how bad it was. I didn't know we broke up.
Wow.
Um, just for the doctors to tell me I have a concussion and I couldn't wrestle for about a month. So that was like probably the serious injury I had. And I was so upset because wrestling was kind of a source of income and I wasn't working,
Yeah.
so it sucked. Um, so that was like one of my first serious injuries. My second one, I had this was during training. Um, I had like these really big matches coming up. This is like years later, like last year, 2 years ago, maybe. I had a big match coming up, and I didn't want to slack because the people I was wrestling, I have the utmost respect for. Some of these guys are like my brothers, so I didn't want to be, winded. I didn't want to, I wanted to lose weight. I wanted to do everything. So I was working out. I was training with the school, with my friend's school, and the ropes were pretty bad, and the canvas was pretty bad.
Oh.
So we were doing drills, and I got off the apron and I landed really bad on my foot. Um,
Ooh.
my heel was hurting, my ankle was, everything was hurting, but I still finished the class.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember doing a practice match with my boy, and it was great. But I couldn't walk after that, and I had people assist me to get to the train, and then I had to hobble my way home in the rain. Um,
Oh.
I went to the hospital the next day. And I found out, like, nothing was broken, nothing was fractured, thank goodness. I had a small rupture in my Achilles heel. And the doctor was very surprised because he was like, your Achilles heel was like literally hanging on the thread. Like, you were lucky you didn't tear your Achilles heel.
Ooh.
And that kind of put things in perspective. Like, okay, do I want to keep doing this? Because at this point, I have a baby,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
if I'm on crutches, I can't even hold my baby. So it hurt. I still, I wrestled I wrestled months, like I think a couple weeks after, because I got better. Like, I fast tracked my injury really quick. I made sure I iced it every single day. I put, cold. I was putting so many ice cubes in this bucket, just putting my foot in it just to heal it. Um,
Yeah.
I wrestled my first match from injury at Brooklyn Comic Con. It wasn't good, right? Because
No.
I still have a flat tire.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But then a week after, I had to go to where had to go? I had to go to Boston to wrestle my friend's CPA. So
Good.
um, so I felt way better after that. But my wind wasn't all the way up there, and I wrestled two matches over there, and I was like, oh my god. Um,
Jeez.
it was almost a disaster, but My heel was good, everything was fine, but those are my two top injuries.
I mean, that concussion you told me about, man, that that sounds really bad. If you could remember how you got there and what were you
Yeah.
doing?
um, how to get back? Wait, was that the question? Was you
Yeah,
asked how
yeah, yeah.
to?
Yeah, how did you get back from that?
Um, after a month, I got back into wrestling. But I went to a different school. Like, kind of started off fresh
Okay.
because I don't know. It was one of those things where it was like I got hurt doing something, wrestling for another school or wrestling for another company, and I didn't really want to let my trainers know about it. So I kind of hid from them for a little bit.
Oh man.
Um, and I could get into how we crossed paths again and how I rejoined my old school. Um, but I was training in the Bronx because it was
All right.
closer, it was cheaper for me.
Yeah.
Again, I wasn't making money, so I would go to this place called BWF, and I would only have to spend $10 to train in the ring.
Oh wow.
And over there, I've met so many wrestlers who I didn't even know that many New York wrestlers exist, like Montekia. There was Mike Santana, Angel Ortiz.
Ooh.
They were there almost every day. Um, oh man, it was such a wild, like, I call that place the grind. Like that was like the nitty gritty of places. Like I met Matt Travis there, and me and him hit it off. Rest in peace to him. He was a really cool person.
Mhm.
But I was there
Yeah.
for a while. So we crossed paths again because I wrestled for this other company, and
Okay.
um, my my trainers were doing ring rental for the company I was wrestling for.
Mhm.
So I'm on the show, the only one who was a PWS original on the show, and my trainers are there. They set up the ring. My best friend's also there as well.
Ooh.
And this show is terrible. So
Terrible.
I'm trying to gather the people I'm wrestling because I'm in a tag match.
Yeah.
My partner's supposed to come and he does not come. Like they lock someone in place, but the guy couldn't wrestle for the company, and it
Oh.
sucked. It was bad. So now it was shoot like who's gonna be my partner. So I'm asking my best friend, who was my former tag partner, dude, I
Mhm.
got more gear in the bag. Do you want to wrestle with me? I legit need a tag partner. No, I'm not here for that. I'm here to do a ring rental. I was like, oh my god. So I legit did not have a partner up until the match itself. Um,
Really?
yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, that
I didn't know
was.
who was gonna be my partner. And I'm wrestling these two big dudes, and these dudes are green. So one of the guys who is walking away from me backstage, um, I don't know why he was doing this. To this day, I'm so confused. But I was trying to discuss the matches with the guys who I'm wrestling
Yeah.
because I was like, I have a structure in my head, and one of them just kept walking away, and it was I was getting so mad and frustrated. The other guy listened to me though. I was like, hey, like we could do this, and this. I take this move really well. It will look really good for you to do because you're bigger or whatever. He was like, okay, cool. So me and the guy who stayed, our stuff was great, and
Mhm.
the other person, when he gets in the ring, he doesn't know what to do. So I'm telling him what to do. I have like these I have wrist tape on. I'm like just talking to him,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
and yeah, he's so green. Like he was so green. It was so bad. Um, that was the first time I had to shoot on somebody in the wrestling ring, and I didn't really want to, but I kind of had to kind of wake him up a little bit.
Yeah.
So my gimmick, I was like I did martial arts, so I was using that as a gimmick. I was kicking these guys' butts, man. It was crazy. Um, so after the match, I didn't win the match or whatever the case may be, but I did a lot of like good work there.
Yeah.
Um, my trainer, because I'm helping with breakdown. My trainer comes to me and he goes, "Mike, why don't you just join the school again?" And I go, I really want to, I just can't afford it." And he goes, okay, I get that. How about this? If you can't commit to it, that's perfectly fine. How about we do $50? If we do $50 per
Mhm.
class, I'll let it rock. I said, okay, cool. So $50 was fine. I could salvage $50. I could get that done. So I did that, and I did training, and I went back to training, and I got back in there when I was happy to be back there. You know.
That's cool, man. That's cool. You mentioned that you were in the same school at Mike Santana Ortiz. What is the biggest name you ever wrestled in your career?
Uh, I would say there's Effie, there's Cheeseburger, there's CPA. Let me see who else. Joaquin Wild, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Um, and Casanova Valentine.
Okay.
I think those are my biggest names. I'm trying to think of more,
Mm-hmm.
but I've been wrestling so long where I don't really
Yeah.
remember. Um, but those are the top of off the top of my head. And Cheeseburger was probably my favorite one because this dude's been in Ring of Honor, has been to he was in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, people want us to have a match because it's
Yeah,
Cheeseburger.
Timber and hot dog.
Um, I would say it's definitely it's definitely probably Cheeseburger. I
Alright.
would say, yeah.
Yeah, so you mentioned that cheeseburger wrestle for big companies. Have you ever got to try out with like TNA, AEW, or New Japan Wrestling?
No, but I think that's kind of my fault too,
Oh,
because
really?
I didn't know where to go for these things. Like, I know New Japan had did like a I don't know how many weeks program, but you would have to be in Japan for a while, and I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't ready for that.
Okay.
Same for like WWE's tryouts. I didn't know where to go to submit anything for WWE, so I just never did it. Um, so now I think things are more accessible now.
Yeah.
Like when there's a TNA tryout, I know I can reach out to someone and I can go meet them somewhere. Like they're mostly in New York. When they are in New York, like that's when all the New York wrestlers come together and
Yeah.
they all go. Um, but I'm not gonna say I'm washed or anything, but like I'm not wrestling right now. Like I'm on hiatus. I'm nursing like injuries. I'm taking care of my son. Like I'm really in there anymore. But I've never gotten an opportunity to do a tryout.
And when will you get back into wrestling, or would you ever get back?
Um, that's all up in the air currently. Like I'm trying to, I desires there,
Mm-hmm.
to get back into wrestling, but
Yeah.
to actually get back in the ring, the desire is not so much there. And that's for myself because, um, I'm not in the greatest like shape right now. Like I want to be, so I need to hit the gym, but I'm home all the time. I'm with my
Yeah.
son. Um, so like I don't know if I get into wrestling now, I'm probably gonna get hurt, and I think
Yeah.
that's That's my biggest fear. It's like now getting hurt and disappointing the people who are around me who I have to take care of,
Mm-hmm.
and me not being able to provide or do anything for them anymore because I'm hurt. So the fear kind of overcomes me sometimes. So I'm not saying I will never get back in the ring, and I'm not saying I will never wrestle, but currently right now the want and desire to wrestle is kind of not there,
Okay.
just because I'm scared.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just scared. But I know eventually I will.
Okay.
Because it's just, I've been doing it for such a long time,
Yeah.
but I feel like it has to be the right time to get it done. Like, I hadn't wrestled this whole year yet, but uh, I, my last match wasn't good. And it was like a 10-man scramble match, and I hated it. But I literally only took the match because I wanted to wrestle one of my friends, and
Okay.
I've known him for years. But I told him like, hey, like I was gonna pull out this match if you weren't in the match, but I'm happy you're in the match. I'm happy you and I got to work with each other. Um, but I didn't like the match, and he was like, yeah, I agree with you. Uh, so I hadn't taken any bookings. So currently I'm just rebuilding a little bit. Um, but when I start, I'll let it be known. I'll make a video or something or
Okay.
promote it. But currently I'm not looking to get back in right now.
Okay. And the last question is, if you could, who would you put on Mount Rushmore of independent wrestling right now?
Oh man, I'm putting CPA up there.
Okay.
He's definitely got to be up there. Um, man, that's a tough question for indie wrestling too. Oh man, I gotta really. I've never been asked a Mount Rushmore question. Um,
Yeah, did I get the same reaction from other independent wrestlers when I asked them that question? They're
yeah,
like, "Oh, that's hard."
I'll put shoot, yeah, I just might put Cheeseburger up there too.
Okay.
Just because like he is an OG and he started maybe like 6 months before I did, but
Okay.
he's more of he's an OG. Like he's Unk, you know. Like
Yeah.
I know I can talk about anything, and he's a source of knowledge if you need anything.
Of
Uh,
course.
Great showman, great technical wrestler. Same
Mhm.
with CPA. CPA is a great wrestler, and people don't know it yet. But CPA is one of the greatest showmans in indie wrestling currently, who
Okay.
has not got a chance to be somewhere. I'm trying to see, like, trying to think. I'm not really in indie wrestling like that. Like, I'm not even. But this is probably just based off my own experience. Man, I don't even know. I'll put Effie up there too, just because Effie at a real reasonable time was like very influential
Okay.
to a lot of people. He got a lot of communities to come together, like the LGBTQ plus community. Like he has his shows, like his uh I don't it's so weird for me saying it, but yeah, he has his gay shows that he does, and I love
Okay.
that. My introduction to drag shows was from Effie.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
so Drags and Dropkick was Effie's pretty much Effie's idea.
Okay.
So I'll put Effie up there. Um, and I'm trying to see who else. Man, I'll say Billy Dixon. Billy Dixon. It's funny enough. Billy Dixon and I went to middle school together, so
Oh, wow.
I'm
Okay.
gonna say him because he has revolutionized a lot of things. Like he has added cinema to it. Like when I watch Billy Dixon matches, there's is cinema there. Like you can tell he's not there for the wrestling moves, he's there for the moments, and
Yeah.
connecting with people. And I know if if Effie were to ever fall off, Billy Dixon would pick up on that. Um, so I'll put Billy up there. So I
Okay.
guess yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Hey, that's cool, man. That's cool.
Yeah.
So once again, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Oh, thank you for having me, man. I definitely appreciate it.
And I hope you get into the ring soon.
Mhm.
And I'll see you later.
All right, man. I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
And peace.
You too.